time for us to share our experience in the meditation retreat. So everyone, please talk about what you get during the 7 days retreat, especially in your meditation, what lessons you get. They already know that you're grading, so you don't have to talk about it, and everyone have 3 minutes. Because we will start the sharing merits in 10:10, so we only have 45 minutes. So now, who want to start first? Let the gentleman start first. Okay.
Hi, my name is Vishaka. I'm originally from Sri Lanka, and I live in Seattle, Washington. And what I was able to dive deeper into quietness, stillness during this retreat by choiceless awareness and no pain, no pleasure, exploring more into the sensations of no pain, no pleasure. So that was really helped me because I used to, in retreats, try to tell people to be quiet. I tried to get the quietness from outside, but in this retreat, I realized that quietness is already within me when I just don't fuss outside. So, and then I think my duties will be over when I even watch the quietness as many quietness as possible and dissolve that one day to not to even see a quietness. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. You're so quick. So who's next?
Hi, I'm Janet, and I'm from Manhattan, New York. This is my first retreat, and I've only started developing a daily practice about 30 days ago. And so I'm a very beginner, but I'm very thankful to be here because, the first sitting that was 1 hour, I probably moved 60 times in 60 minutes. And then I think over the past week, I've been able to actually sit still, and hopefully my body will bring calm to my mind. I haven't been able to really control my thoughts yet, but I think that's the next step for me. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Thank you. Who wants next?
Dear Bante, hi everyone. My name is Karen from Queens, New York. This is my very first meditation retreat. Jenna, you say you already practiced 30 days ago. I never tried before. This is a very a huge change to my personality and daily life with this strict schedule. And personally, I will, in the future daily life, I will definitely keep doing meditation and also follow this schedule, try my best to change myself, doing everything in my family and in my career. I will do it, everything mindfully. And doing this whole week meditation, some amazing things happen to me. I can clear my mind, control my mind, even during the sleeping. It's so amazing. I think it's wonderful. I will definitely come back again. Thank you.
So the bunny said everyone should talk. Who want to talk next? And whoever missed, you will talk at the end.
My name is Stephanie. I'm actually from Honduras, but I live in Jersey City, New Jersey. So this is also my first retreat, which I feel like it built my confidence and helped me clear my mind and helped me with my sitting meditation to actually sit still for more than 10 minutes and feel great.
Thank you. Who's next? Okay.
have a gendered microphone. I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. And since Buddhists like to do things in threes, I'm glad I have 3 minutes. I think I'll hit on 3 topics. I'm humbled by a statement that was made by Brother. He's here, Dira Dhamma, who reminded me humbly that the questioning session is precious to ask about practice issues, and I hope that we all enjoyed the answers that we could get, but if not, a book that's in the library which has been taken out by someone, possibly here, is called 100 Questions and Answers by Bhante Dhammajiva Thera, and it has a lot more answers and questions. So I recommend the library and that book. If you have never been to the library, it's open on weekends. So that's my Dhamma bit. As for the Buddha, I really think this is a precious place and a beautiful one, and one that I can't have imagined 20 years ago being able to imagine sitting in quiet with other people, learning from Theravadan tradition, from, so to speak, from someone who is able to communicate so well in my poor language. So I wanted to thank both Bhikkhu Bodhi, Bhikkhu Dhamma, Bhante Bodhi, Bhante Dhammajiva, and everyone in the kitchen, the volunteers, the bhikkhuni, and the bhikkhus, the venerables, who have made this, who continue to make this possible. And finally, on the topic chosen, of all the very many topics that could be chosen of defilements, this past year I have seen a very big change from my last visit with you all here last year. My Sangha nationally has fallen apart, against the stream, imploded. I usually sit with Dharma punks in New York City, and I live in Beacon. And it's been a very troubling and trying year for many people who rely on that flavor of Sangha, and it's in the Theravadan tradition, for their refuge. So I'm announcing here, without any kind of support or endorsement from anyone sitting in this room, certainly not from Baus or Dharma punks against the stream or any of my many teachers, in Beacon I'll be starting a small, modest Dharma center where I hope to collect like-minded people, noble-minded people. As Bhante said the first day, how to preserve the Dhamma, and the only way to preserve the Dhamma is to live it and to share it. So I hope if anyone's interested and lives in this area and wants to get together 1 or 2 nights a week, break bread, visit monasteries, sit, listen to podcasts, readings, and come to maybe teachings that Bhante gives on Saturdays, I encourage it and I would love it. The reason I'm doing it in Beacon is I don't drive, so it's purely selfish. And it's a city that is very amenable to practice, many practices, but does not have a non-sectarian sitting group. There's only one small group. And I lost my points at the buzzer. Thank you.
Thank you. Please pass the microphone.
Well, what can we say? Bhante, thank you so much for being so perspicace, so thoughtful, so the word I'm looking for is, and I'm thinking in French right now, I'm from Canada, I'm George, or Georges, as we say in French Canadian. The simple, mindful, penetrating, thoughtful, in truth approach that you have been describing to us for the past 7 days has been immensely important. I've clarified a number of issues regarding jhanas, regarding the practice and the way jhanas and vipassana may intersect or may not, depending on a number of factors which we've talked about ever so slightly. But the thing that I really enjoyed was your penetrating intelligence that facilitates the ability that we might have as practitioners to arrive at a point of departure once more in our practice that I think is to be, well, commended is a very simple word. It's not sufficient, but we should be thankful for it. And I'd like to again interject, as my friend here just said, about all the people that in the kitchen have prepared the meals for us, the bhikkhunis that have kept us together here for the past 7 days. It's a very demanding task, keeping us quiet when we chatter, and the bhikkhus for their presence and their support on an ongoing basis. Again, I wish to see you again, hopefully here and in Sri Lanka, so time will tell. But thank you so much again.
Next, the people behind you.
感恩尊者，感恩各位同学。
Thanks for everyone.
我是从中国辽宁来，我以前也参加过禅修，这次不同的是，就是听了尊者的讲课，这个我最大的受益是关于所缘点和微细的呼吸的观。
稍等一下，我翻译一下。I'm from China, Liaoning Province. This is not my first time to meditate. This time, the major thing I get, one is the primary object, the other is how to observe the tiny object.
这次就是我问问题，尊者给我就是讲解的微细的观呼吸，我很受益。就是开始我虽然做的时间比较长，可以做3个半小时，但是很多的时间都在用闭着眼睛看，就是在前庭显示一种像，很多都是虚的。这一次微细的呼气观。
He said he asked a question about how to observe the breath during sleep, and the teacher Bandi tell him how to observe the breath tiny and tiny. And he learned that before he said he can sit very long, such as 3.5 hours, but what he did is looking at the front and images going on, but now he knows that it changed it.
通过这一关，我发现。这是微细的观，我发现你用心去微细的去觉知，而不是用你原来的60，用你的感官、原来的知见、原来的预设去看，效果是不一样的。
He said he feel that it's really different to use his mind to feel and feel the breath, the tiny breath. It's different as he trying to see the images and use his own consideration.
那天我提个问题，就是说我观到了那个身体内的运行，其实那次我就没微细观，那是经络的运行。通过微细的观，我才看到呼气的所缘点，呼气的微细观还比较难。通过晚上我睡前和睡后也能观一点点，请教完老师尊者，然后这个微细的观，一个深呼吸，这个细气细细的上来，细细的下去，这样你身心清净了，我感觉很好。
He said that what he observed before, maybe big wind in the body, but now he's able to observe the tiny breath before sleep and just get up, and now he feel that he get more clear, his mind get more clear and more comfort.
我这2天观，我发现这个微细的观，这个心去观呼吸。你可以远远的观，也可以近的观，也可以切进去观。我有一个问题，为什么总在冲击有气流，总在冲击头部？呼呼呼呼。谢谢 ，Thank you。
And he said he can also enlarge the image and make it tiny. He also asked a question, but I'll suggest ask it later. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Andy. I'm from Clark, New Jersey. I felt this experience for 7 days helped integrate my thoughts better. I don't resist my thoughts as much, even when they're negative. And even when I do resist them, I'm more mindful of the fact that I resist my thoughts. I'm able to sit still a lot longer. Before I would move around a lot and would be awake, my eyes would be open and wouldn't be able to meditate for an hour straight. Now it's able to sit still a lot longer and concentrate a lot longer. I feel a lot more disciplined and I have a sense of self-control in a peaceful kind of way. Maybe the kind of environment here has kind of rubbed off on me. So overall, I feel this was a pretty good experience.
Good morning, everyone. My name and where I'm from are all irrelevant, but I would like to say thank you to everyone for making this happen. It's a lot of work. It's quite exhausting. So once again, all the volunteers, particularly the bhikkhuni, the venerable ones, everyone in the kitchen, the translators. It's just been, as it is every year, a home run. But one of the things I really wanted to leave you with, of course, I'm not a Buddhist scholar, but there are some catchphrases that the Buddha has been attributed to the Buddha. And one of those catchphrases is, so I have heard. The Buddha never said many are called, few are chosen, this is going to be really difficult, don't try it. So whenever you're feeling like you just can't go on, well, you can. And you will. And if you've gotten anything out of this, I just wanted to say that the Dharma and mindfulness is like a little rubber ball. The harder you slam it down, the higher it'll soar. And that when you need to tighten your belt or verify your mindfulness or your moral compass, I've had this idea for a little while. For example, when your mind is molesting itself, when your mind is taking a hostage crisis to a whole nother level, whether it's something insignificant or really important to you. I've had some cards printed up, and I'll leave them, and you guys can just take them, put one in your purse or your wallet or something. So when you're really freaking out, you can take that card and look back on this retreat and say, oh, okay, mindfulness. So once again, I do appreciate everyone's input, and it's just been amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Who next?
I want to share a story. In my house, some of us here. My dad passed away 8 months ago because of liver cancer, and I heard that one of us father has passed away 6 months ago as well. So I know how hard it is to get through it because we know everyone will die eventually, but actually when it comes to you, it is very difficult to maintain yourself. I love my dad. He was my best friend, and 2 months before that, my girlfriend just broke up with me, and she grabbed all her belongings away without saying a word. So she was my only support at that time. So I was having a really difficult time, and just like Bender said, my love became hatred and saying, why me? Why I have to face all these difficulties? We were fighting against the difficulties in our enemies in our life, and suddenly she used her sword in her hand, just stabbed on my back. So life is too hard for me. I even have to get so many calls from the clients and have to draft the documents outside my dad's surgery room the doctors may come out and saying, young man, you should drop your phone, with a block in his hand, and he say that your dad almost passed away just now. So I just want to be a monk at that time immediately. So maybe a few days after my dad passed away, I went to a retreat which was held in Vipassana Monastery, which is in Hong Kong. And I find it very difficult to settle my mind, no matter what I do. So I'm struggling. My teacher asked me to try to use loving kindness and compassion meditation to help myself, treating myself like taking a part of myself, take a step back and hold my shoulder, saying, mate, I'm always be with you. So no matter how it goes, it's going to be fine. It's going to be okay. And I find it helps me a lot. And after that, that's the time I started to meditate. And recently I'm traveling here in the United States and come to this retreat. And Bender said a few days ago, he said, you cannot hope for something not happen. There will always something bad happen to your life. The worst thing in your life is death, and it will come eventually. And it reminds me of my dad, because my dad always asked me to have courage to face all the difficulties in life. So I start to bring out all those memories when I'm meditating, and I try to get over it, but I find that it's really hard, and I find that I totally lost my mind during the meditation. So luckily, then I said, if you cannot control your mind, or if you lose your mind, just be mindful where you are and be mindful of your breath. So I come back to my to my breath, and I feel relaxed again. So thank you, Panda. You saved my life in this retreat. So to conclude, I have 3 suggestions if you face any difficulties. The first one is just face it. Second one is be mindful. Third one is don't get drunk. So, may everyone be happy, and thank you.
Thank you. Is there any male want to talk about anything? Then we will, okay.
Thank you for sharing that story. My name's Dermot. I'm from Peekskill, New York. I've only attended the last 3 days, and today is the first day I feel the state of no thoughts finally start to affect. And the first 2 days I was thinking a lot about work, etc. So I didn't have any, very powerful meditations this retreat, but like I said, today I just entered this state of no thought and full relaxation, which I'm grateful for. I haven't had a glimpse of that in a long time. I'd like to just say I'm very grateful for Chuang Yen Monastery, for the existence of this place. I feel blessed to only live, 40 minutes from here. And, through studying the Dharma, I've learned to work without complaining. I used to always complain and say, why am I doing this right now? I don't want to do this, whether it was school or work. And through my Dharma study, I've learned to get rid of that voice in my head and take pleasure. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Zach. I'm from Ossining, New York. I've been meditating for about 8 years. I did my first retreat here in the spring of 2011, I think. On this retreat, I've been focusing a lot on choiceless awareness and sinking into that space. I've been enjoying the process of allowing my thoughts to arise and fall away, and to rest in that process, and to allow things to unfold naturally. And I'm excited to continue that work. Some people in this retreat had mentioned experiences of tension arising or fear that I had connected to. I had had similar experiences in the past and felt like a major roadblock. And about a year ago, I was able to get through that space. And so in this retreat, I've been focusing a lot on experiencing the way that a sense of self separate from the rest of the world arises, and the way that it also falls away, and the relationship that I'm starting to notice between how far away observable objects are to my experience, and how in that space my sense of self seems to arise, and when that space is diminished, that sense of self seems to fall away. In this retreat yesterday, I had the interesting experience of that aforementioned tension arise in deep practice, which it hadn't for a year. And so I'm looking forward to seeing where that leads to in the future, and what my experience will be when that eventually resolves. Thank you very much for everyone who allowed this retreat to take place.
I would like to share a little bit too. You first.
Thank you. My name is Mercedes. I'm from New York, original from Dominican Republic. I'm Spanish. The first time I came to a retreat was in 2016. It was a 10 days retreat with Dhammajiva. Thank you so much for that time and for now too. That was the first time that I was in a retreat and also in a Buddhist monastery and at Buddha's teaching. So the first time I came, I read the Buddha's teaching that is over here on the wall. And I started contemplating why the prince left his palace every day. I went to the park outside and contemplated every day, every single day. The first time he left, he saw old people, so everybody gets old, everybody gets sick, everybody dies. That's a universal teaching for everybody, not only for human, but for nature, for animals, for everybody. It's universal, and I saw that. Then I saw that was the suffering that we carry around, that we don't want to accept that. We want to prolong our life. We don't want to get old. We don't want to get sick. We don't want to die. So what is the cause? That is the cause. So what is it that makes us not to suffer again? That was the question. And the teaching says, the Buddha says right there, it is find the roots that cause you to reborn again, or rebirth. What is the cause that make you suffer? So you got to go to the root of those things, which is hatred, attachment, all those things that are right there. Read it every day in your heart, not in the papers, in your heart, contemplating when you're walking, maybe, when you're sitting, maybe, when you're on the bed, when you're eating. Every time, every day, on the train, in the busy bus, New York City, running all the time, a lot of parks too, to run. And that's what I did. From that 2016 to now. So I said to the Dhammajiva, here now I am. Thank you for your compassion. That means love and wisdom. Thank you so much.
Okay, who want to talk? I want to talk a little bit. This is my first time to be a student monitor. I really appreciate because this is Shaonan. I came from White Plains, 40 minutes to Chuang Yen Temple. I started meditate 7 years ago. I really like sitting and walking. I can keep my mind calm, peaceful, and concentrated doing meditation, but I don't want to do anything else because I feel those disturbance make my mind not stable. But this time, because I have duty, I have to try to take care of things. It's a very, very important lesson to me because I have to try to keep my mind mindful to doing things. I think it's not balanced that only want to meditate, don't want to do other things. So this time give me a chance to change it. I learned the lessons. I'm able to do some tiny job with mindfulness. And I believe that after this retreat, I can also doing things not like with a lot of anxiety because I learned that I can do it. I can doing things while meditate good. So this is the most important thing I learned here. Thank you.
My name is Yuwa Malani. I'm Chinese. I am come from Connecticut. I felt I'm so lucky I did not miss this meditation retreat. I'm so happy. Thank you so much for Bande's a lot of help. I really feeling looks like a symbol, but it can be get a lot of the benefit from that left and right walking. It's so amazing. When I walk in, just cannot tell. It's so wonderful. Many, many things, happy things, just from that left and right, that step, come from that left and right step. I saw naturally this day, very smiling to walking. And the sitting also, at the beginning, yes, I feel have a lot of the difficult time, but I use your touch the way, just remove your point. I just put focused in my nose. So I walk through the painful an hour, but I walk through it. So right now I feel very, very comfortable. Even at nighttime, last night, I have the new feeling. Just how can I can sleeping? I can practice that focused in the breathe in and out, just the whole night long, just keep just like this natural practice. But when I wake up, I still have a lot of energy. Thank you so much, Bande. Thank you very, very much.
Hello, my name is Donna, and I'm from New York, upstate New York, from Polish descent. I've said this before, but I feel like I have to say it again. It's so incredible to me that a man like Buddha existed who not only came to the wisdom and liberation, but the second part is the part that really gets me. He shared it, and he knew how to teach it. It's just mind-blowing. And I feel that same way about you, Bante, because this preparedness, and you even mentioned it. For us beginner meditators, it is so important to keep, I like to compare it to sailing, like trimming the sail and learning how to conquer all the different waters that you can experience in the ocean. There's immense different things that can happen out there, and the more prepared that you are, the better you will be. And in order to get prepared, how do you do that? You can sit at home as much as you want, but there have to be some corrections and there have to be some teaching, and you have to hear the Dhamma. And hearing your Dhamma talks, I'm like a sponge in the ocean, just sucking it all in. And it makes me very happy to be here. The thing that I take away is this movie. I love when you describe, this is the second time I hear you describe this projector. Is very scientific how it works with the light, and there's just picture, nothing, and we, with our sick minds, create all the story. And when I lost my pencil yesterday, it was just a perfect example of what we do all the time. And I hope that we can take away from this retreat that movie and stop us from being this sick director. Thank you.
Dear Bhantes, thank you. My name is Maricela. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. I practice mostly in the Mahayana tradition, except for once a year I come for Bhante Bhikkhu Bodhi's retreat for the Abhidhamma. And I'm reminded in this retreat how similar the different traditions are and how we get caught in labels. It makes me wonder why the labels, how the teachings have even developed in such a dualistic way, almost to preserve the traditions. So it watered my seeds of wondering to what end is this need for maintaining this. I was really stunned and tickled by the similarities in the teaching of mindfulness, how similar it is to Venerable Thich Nhat Hanh's teachings on mindfulness. Again, made me think about the different traditions and the labeling and why that is. I also have more calm after these days, and my practice is refreshed. I feel a little stronger in my body, and more committed to re-engage with more sitting, even though it's very busy. It's been good to take the time and be reminded of the benefit of the practice. So thank you for everyone who participated and for the community.
My name is Bo Hui. I'm from New York. My retreat was good in the sense when it was compared to my life before and after the retreat. How could it be not good? With all my windows shut down and front door locked, all the thieves and robbers were out of sight, out of my mind. So for the first 4 days, I was able to face with my primary object for some occasions. And after I had to translate, I had to activate my mind so as to be able to translate. But my problem is, after the retreat, it's always the same. During the retreat, the thieves and robbers were not strong enough to attack me, and likewise, when I return to the daily life, my mindfulness is not strong enough to protect me. So I wonder if I hope it's not too demanding. I wonder if there's a way to integrate the so-called residential retreat into my daily life, like to have maybe 1 day retreat every month through internet. So everybody stays put in his or her own place and just go to internet to meet with Bhante Dhammajiva, or just half day, and so that I can facing my enemies, or so I'm supposed to be friend with my families enemies, but I'm thinking, is it possible, like even half days, like once in a month, to be able to meet on the internet? So everybody can do it. Whoever is interested can go online and just stay at home, so that in that condition, it's not artificially well maintained. It's while facing the daily challenges of my life, still I can reinforce my mindfulness in that way. That's my question.
Only maybe answer it later. No.
Hi, Vedante. My name is Seema Cheb. I'm from New Jersey, originally from India. And since I'm here, this is my first time. I never have this kind of treat before. And this is my new experience. I learn a lot. I'm doing much better than my meditation. In the beginning, I was a little confused. I was wondering what is going on. And now I'm more calm and, more. But still, I'm suffering a lot. I have so many surgeries in my life. I have a knee surgery, I have neck surgery, my knee implants. And the other day, I fell here. But I have seen the people are so good. Everybody came here to help me. Everybody, so many people were around me, and they want me to go home and call my husband so he can get me home. But I don't want to go home because I have the way I'm getting the treatment over here, that the respect the people they give me, they were so humble. Everybody, even one of the girls, her name is Patricia, she was taking my cane. I'm leaving my cane everywhere. I'm walking with a cane, leaving everywhere. She's giving my cane every second. And she's bringing my shoes to me, which she's so humble. She helped me so much, but not even the people are working in the kitchen. And when I want to go and help in the kitchen, they said, no, you don't help us because you already have so much problem that you fell already. I said, no, I want to still do something. But I found everybody very humble over here, very nice in talk, very nice, the way treat me, and really, I'm very thankful to everybody. Thanks.
So, as far as Venerable Bhante, as far as the question is concerned regarding the internet kind of a thing, when you are sleeping, we in Sri Lanka are awake. When we are sleeping, you are awake here. 12 hours time difference. So that is also, we have to sort it out. And the other one also, the communication aspect, I think he also mentioned, to have kind of a platform to meet each other. In America and other places, we have a kind of a platform together with Melbourne. We have 5.5 hours difference, and we have each week 1.5 hours discussion. We have, so therefore, a person like Wang or Lee can think about such a thing. It may come in 2 stages. First, develop the email group or Viber group, and then appoint a date or a few hours to have a question and answer session or kind of a sitting meditation. So we'll ask some IT people to make a platform, and then we can look forward.
Thank you. Who wants to talk?
Before time runs out, let me say a few words. My name is Z. I have been to this mindful retreat for 3.5 times. Last time I missed a photo session, which was a regret. But I have done a lot of this type of research on mindfulness practice, and I feel it's very effective. Doesn't matter which direction we are from, whatever we are learning, we can use mindfulness to tackle that practice. One good thing is I finally found a drawback for mindfulness, and I want to say it publicly. Maybe Bandai doesn't like it, but I found that I used to be able to laugh at the people who make noises from their stomach. Now, after doing practice myself, I realized that my stomach is tumbling, sometimes soaring. So the problem is I can no longer laugh at others. I'm not sure if it's a drawback for you, but it really happened on me. And another thing I want to share with everybody is yesterday I did some mindfulness experience. I got some dreams during sitting meditation, and I was able to see like mind after mind, thought after thought, and one triggers another, and then I was able to trace back to the starting point. It was really amazing. I didn't realize that I have so many thoughts in one split second. So that was my experience. And another thing I want to say is I think we are not allowed to say thank you, Bandai, because of time limitation. But so I would like to say thank you, Chuang Yen Monastery, to invite Bandai to teach us in this nice place. Thank you all the Shifu. And another thing is that I guess my suggestion is I would like to invite venerables to share your ideas too. 我想请师父们也跟我们分享一下，especially 弘真法师。She's organizing this whole event. I don't want to lose the time.
You can say first and then.
Yeah. Simon from Long Island, New York. Thank you for the great and compassionate retreat. I think the take-home message I have for this retreat is that be mindful, be prepared. I've been doing the retreat since I was a young student, the retreat after retreat. I always feel that the mindfulness is like a work in process. It's never ready enough. It's always not there. I have to work for that. And it's in process. So last month, it's kind of the reflection of the life. Every major event kind of happened in last month. And the first thing is that I got a phone call that nobody wants to get. And from my hometown, Taiwan, I got a phone call that my mom passed away. So I have to rush back to Taiwan in 24 hours to attend her funeral. Then after that, I have to rush back to join my daughter's commencement. Then I'm here for the retreat. And I just feel that retreat after retreat, that this mindfulness is always a work in process. You don't feel like you are ready enough, even though you've been doing it for so many years. It's not enough. It's always there. It's always something to go. And I think it's kind of, this is the way it is. And this retreat, however, I think I'm ready for one of the scariest moments that I've been waiting for, which is that I have been empty nest for 3.5 years. Now my old college kids are coming back. So I don't know how long they're going to stay, but I think I'm ready to see all the pleasure is going to turn into the pain. Thank you.
2位班的慈悲，诸位法师慈悲，还有诸位学员，大家好。
Bandits, every student, every master, good morning.
我要刚刚那个王哲轩讲的，我要修正一下。
She said she should correct what Wang Zhexuan said a little bit.
这个禅修不是我主办的，是我们僧团队共同合作的。
The meditation, everyone here we organize it together, not by myself.
这个僧团啊，就像一部机器，每一个螺丝都很重要。
So we our group like a machine. Everyone is like a screw. Everyone is important.
那我们僧团英文最好就是本清师父，所以这个内观禅，因为要跟禅师沟通，所以我们就请他来负责这个禅修。
Ben Qing Shifu, her English is the best in our group, so she has to translate.
那因为我们每一个师父都有每个师父负责的范围，所以呢，如果缺少任何一位，我想这个禅修就会，就是说这个过程当中就会很不圆满。
Every one of us have duty. Without anyone, the whole process cannot be so smooth.
那当然呢，会请到这个 Venerable 我们的班的来呢，那当然是美国佛教会会长的大力的推荐。
We can invite Bandi here because American Buddha BIUS invitation.
那当然有禅师这个几十年的一个修行，那让大家能在这几天当中啦，教导大家能够受用。
Because Bandi's meditation practice for tens of years, and then his teaching can benefit everyone here during the retreat.
那希望大家不是在禅修7天当中的用功啊，回去啊，分分秒秒都继续保持正念。
Hopefully you'll not just keep mindful and practice in the retreat. Hope you can continue the practice and continue be mindful after you go home.
好，谢谢大家。
Thank you. Is it? Yeah, it's time. Oh, yeah, the last thing you can do. No, later. So if there's no one want to talk, so let's Bandi to give us a final comment.
Okay, so once again, I want to thank Venerable Dhammajiva for coming to Chuang Yen Monastery and conducting this week-long retreat. I think this is the 4th or 5th retreat? The 4th. Yeah, I remember back in Sri Lanka, I think it was 1987, 1988, when I was the editor for the Buddhist Publication Society. When I used to go to the office, there was a young man who was always reading very intensely there. A young man with a big bushy beard, is that correct? And then I remember, I think it was Raja Virakun conducted a Pali class, and some of the people would come for that class, but none of them studied Pali very seriously, with one exception. I used to hear that that young man with the bushy beard was very intensely studying Pali. Then I heard that he had gone to a place called Nisaranavaniya, a monastery at Mittarigala to be ordained as a monk. And I was very pleased to hear that. And then over the years, we didn't see each other from 1988 until 1997 when you came back from Myanmar. And then over time he became, first he was a resident monk at the Nisaranavaniya, and then after the elder teacher passed away, Venerable Dhammajiva became the meditation teacher and the abbot of the monastery. And then I heard that he was coming to the US to conduct meditation retreats in Florida. And so through his connection in the US, I invited him to come to Chuang Yen Monastery to conduct retreats here. And so now this has become a regular annual part of our calendar, of our program. And so first I thank Venerable Dhammajiva for coming again this fourth time to conduct the retreat. And I thank all of you who come to participate in the retreat and practice with a great deal of diligence and sincerity and earnestness, since it's your participation which makes the retreat a success. If there's an excellent teacher, but lazy, negligent, heedless pupils, then the meditation retreat will be a failure. And so it takes at least two to make the retreat a success, the teacher and the students, but not only those two. I'm glad that some of the participants mentioned, first we have to mention the work of the resident Sangha here. I'm the lazy person amongst them. I just contact Venerable Dhammajiva's representative, the organizer of the retreat, and we give the dates of the retreat. And this year I even made a mistake because I was in India and I had to give the dates, so I gave the wrong dates, May 19th to 26th. Later I discovered the correct dates were May 21st to 28th. So I'm the lazy one, but the ones who work very, very hard, very, very diligent, especially our abbess, Venerable Hong Jan, her team of bhikkhunis. Let's see, some of them. Venerable Ji Shu, please stand up. Venerable Dusho. Venerable Chang Jun. And then we have our resident monks, Venerable Chang Rei, there he is in the corner, and Venerable Mangala, Bhikkhu Mangala. And Venerable Pasana, who's been doing the translation, I almost didn't see her in the back there. Yeah, so all of them really deserve a round of applause. And then we have our support staff at the monastery, and again, I always mention, please forgive me if you heard that we say this over and over again, but we have in American English the expression, the jack of all trades. Somebody could do many, many different tasks. So we change that expression here and we say, the Jason of all trades. So whether it's camera work, recording, fixing electrical equipment, photography, making videos, everything, Jason is excellent at accomplishing. And then we have the other members of the support staff, especially the team. You know, every day when we hear the bell ringing at 6:30 and 11:30, we go into the dining hall and there's an array of very delectable food prepared for us. You know, it's just like that food isn't just materializing out of thin air, but it's coming from the work of the kitchen staff, including volunteers, people who come here. You know, they're not part of the regular kitchen staff, but they come volunteer in order to work in the kitchen during the retreat. And so even though we're not in this room right now, but we should send them a round of applause. And the resident deities of the Buddha Hall will convey that round of applause to the kitchen staff. Did I leave anybody out? I got everybody. Okay, I see that you have a video screened. Were you going to present the video? Okay, so Venerable Dhammajiva, one of his sort of innovations in Sri Lanka has been to introduce mindfulness into the educational system through training the school students in the practice of mindfulness. And he's prepared, I think, a video to show us what he's been doing, and so now he's going to share that with us. And when that is finished, then we'll end the entire program by sharing the merits.